Hi, Jesse Grimes here. Welcome back to the channel. I've taken a quick trip to Arizona to visit my family. So I'm back here in Chandler in the backyard that I did last winter. Just kind of checking up on it and seeing how things are doing. Let me show you around. So everything is still alive, most things. There has been a little bit of trouble with the irrigation. The battery and the timers run out, or things have gotten little adjusted. And so some things were getting watered, some things weren't. So these all were getting watered, and they're doing pretty good. Over the winter, there were some frosts, and these citrus lost their leaves. Some of the grapes over here, the original vines have died, but it is sprouting back up again. And the same thing with the mulberry that got broken. There's kids and dogs here, and not a whole lot of time to maintain things or check it out, but everything is still going good. Still alive, at least. This pomegranate is doing particularly well. It's the most hardy and adapted to this climate, to the heat. So everything else here we're kind of trying to push a little bit to get to grow here, especially like that peach over here. These lemons are a little more adapted to heat, but they're not as hardy as a pomegranate, which evolved in this climate. But it's doing good. It's got some flowers on it. You see here. Might make some pomegranates this year. This is a lemon, and it lost some leaves this winter, but they seem to be coming back. It's got a bunch of flowers on it. I've told them that if it doesn't make lemons this year, just pull those off, and that way it can concentrate on doing vegetative growth and root growth and get more well established. I'm happy to see that these have gotten through their first summer and their first winter. Well, I guess kind of their second winter, and they're still alive. So it's pretty difficult to get things to grow here in Phoenix, but they're doing all right. This is that peach. It's gone back and forth as well. Last time I saw it, it was just a stick with no leaves, but it's sprouted a bunch of branches and it's got leaves all over it. That's really good. This is a Dwarf Tangelo. You can see it's not doing great, but it is sprouting leaves again. Same thing with the lemon. Frost came and kind of pushed it back, but it's coming back again. I've adjusted all the irrigation and doubled the irrigation on these trees now because it's middle of April right now, and it's going to be 100 degrees next week, so we're coming into that hot part of the summer. We've got to give these trees lots of water. Again, over here we got our grapes and our mulberry, and they're hanging on. Hopefully give those plenty of water and they'll get a little more established this year. Now over here we had one of the stations. There's some mix up on the programming of the irrigation over there. One of the stations wasn't going, so some things have died. This is a Goji Berry, and you can see there's lots of dead sticks on there, but there are some leaves. There is some life left in this thing. So I've turned the irrigation back on, and it'll be getting water now. Really important heading into summer, so hopefully this will survive. If not, we can replace things. And then this is another grape. I don't think this one's going to come back. It's been a little bit long without water. That other grape over there was on the same station as the trees, so the trees were still getting watered once a week, and that was able to hold on. This one, not so much, so we might have to replace that with another grape, or not. We'll see. Oh, Bailey's back. It's okay, Bailey. It's always good to see the dogs. The garden's kind of the same thing. Hasn't been on for a little while, so you can see some of the things are surviving, like the peppers. The more hardy, heat-tolerant plants are surviving. Lots of weeds coming through. They've just cleaned it up a little bit. It looks like a basil over there is doing all right, but a lot of the stuff along the back wall here, that was on that Bush's station on the irrigation, which wasn't on, so a lot of that has died. But they're gonna have to replace that with some new plants and get that more established. Well, this is a Mexican oregano. This one's doing plenty good. This is another one of those desert hardy species, so it's good to see. There's some stuff going on here. Got an old kale over here. So I built this garden here to give the young boys a chance to try their hand at gardening, and they're learning about it. Having a garden takes some work, it takes some maintenance, and you got to keep an eye on it. So, bit of a lesson, but they have the chance to come out here and do it again. Soil's not going anywhere. So that's about it for the tour. Like I said, there's some challenges here. I'm not here all the time to watch it, and my cousins here, they don't have a whole lot of knowledge about gardening, and they have 2 kids and full-time jobs. So, you know, there's some challenges as far as maintenance goes, and that's something to keep in mind when you're doing a landscape or you're going to install something in your yard, is that it does take some work and it does take some maintenance to keep things going, especially in a really challenging environment like Phoenix here. But we set this yard up with some things that would help it succeed. So behind me here we have this basin which is catching water off of the roof, off of this gutter. And so there wasn't a whole lot of rain this year either. The monsoon season, maybe an inch, not very much. They didn't get much rain here in Phoenix this year. So the little rain that did fall was sunk into the soil here to create a little bit of reserve for these trees over the winter. So that is something that helps, as well as this deep mulch. I put down about 8 inches of mulch in that basin. It's now sunk down to about 5 inches, but it's still in there. I can still dig back the mulch. The soil is cool. The soil is a little moist, even without enough water, and it's helping to keep those plants alive. So these things can give us a little head start in these challenging environments, and then if we can get that maintenance regime going and get out here and check on things often, it'll be even better for those plants. So, you know, it's not great to see plants dying and everything, but it is better than I thought it could be, especially with the situation. And that's just the reality of it. If you want to grow food, it's going to take some work and it's going to take some attention. But we're getting these plants through their hardest times. This is like the critical time from the first couple of years. And once they are established and they've gotten through that, they're going to be more hardy. You know, if they can survive this first summer without any water, without any rain, then they'll be able to hopefully survive some easier years and produce some nice food for the family here. So like I said, it's going to be 100 degrees coming up next week, so I'm going to put on these shade cloths right now and get these trees protected for the summer. Hopefully after their second summer we can not shade these in the summer and help adapt them into this hot climate. So thanks again for watching. If you like my videos, you can go out to patreon.com/JessGrimes and become a patron. I'll see you in the next one.